Up next on Lion TV, we have Anna Calkins with a story about free lunches and Shaylee Toledo on soccer coaches impacting youth soccer teams.
And me, Emily Tyler, with your week of weather. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Welcome back, Searcy High. Long time no see. I'm Marley Price.
And I'm Connor Love. Let's see what these announcements are talking about.
Any 9th to 11th grade boy or girl that would like to sign up and try out for the high school wrestling team should email Coach Evans at evansj@searcyschools.org. Tryouts will be at the high school in the wrestling room on May 2nd for girls and May 3rd for boys from 4 to 6 p.m.
All students should have their pre-registration forms turned in the Guidance Center. Any student who does not have their pre-registration forms turned in should do so ASAP.
Spanish 1 students participated virtually in the Arkansas Foreign Language Teachers Festival of the week of April 9, 2022. Please congratulate them on a job well done representing SHS Foreign Languages. All students participated in a vocabulary bee and extemporaneous reading.
Boys and girls soccer tryouts will be held May 23rd through the 24th from 3:30 to 4:30 at Lion Stadium. Speaking of soccer, Shaylee Toledo has a story all about the boys' youth soccer.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's hear it.
There are many different sports in the world and only 3.5 billion people watch soccer. Here in Searcy, Arkansas, there is a small town team that my own cousin is coaching. And man, let me tell you about them.
Anything that involves touching the ball, doing touches around the cone, receiving passes, giving passes is the best way.
There's many drills that they can do to help with their footwork, and many of them do work, but not all of them don't. So Christian is using techniques to help with them do better.
It's good. You can call them my players, but it's just like the little homies. I'm just coaching.
Playing a sport is difficult to do because they have to really try hard and keep your attitude good, or else the whole team starts to struggle with things.
Their attitudes have gotten a lot better than what it was. They're learning to play together more. Man, we're getting through practices a lot smoother.
Attitudes. With coaching this young teens, there's a lot of attitudes that go on and them fighting within each other. And really the way to fix that is just doing things as a team, building team chemistry and bonding with each other.
This team is great at helping each other with things such as drills, practices, and games. They do a lot of communication throughout games and mostly translates to good teamwork.
Best game in coaching was our last tournament going against Sherwood. Was an older team, and we ended up beating them 1-0.
Overall, I think Christian does a fine job in coaching the youngins, and I believe that he will lead the team to a great season with many wins. Back to the news desk.
Thank you, Shaylee. Glad to be more informed about youth soccer.
You can say that again. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the world.
In national news, Johnny Depp is suing actress Amber Heard for libel over a 2018 op-ed piece she wrote in the Washington Post claiming that Depp physically and emotionally abused her. While the libel lawsuit is supposed to center on whether Depp was defamed in the article, most of the trial is focused on ugly details of the couple's brief marriage. Depp denies ever striking Heard, while Heard's attorneys argue that Depp physically abused her and that his denials lack merit because he was so often under the influence of alcohol and drugs.
Governor Asa Hutchinson said Friday that he was considering calling a special session of the Arkansas legislature later this year after finance officials said they expected the state's surplus to hit $1 billion by the end of the year. Hutchinson said the session might also address the U.S. Supreme Court's expected ruling on Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban. That ruling could overturn or weaken Roe v. Wade.
Elon Musk reached an agreement to buy Twitter for roughly $44 billion on Monday, promising a more lenient touch to policing content on the social media platform. The Tesla CEO has said he wanted to own and privatize Twitter because because he thinks it's not living up to its potential as a platform for free speech. Some users said Monday that they were planning to quit the platform if Musk took over. To which she responded, "I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means."
Prom day's weather was fantastic. I love the spring weather coming in.
You can say that again. Let's throw it over to Emily to plan for this coming week's weather.
Hey Cersei, let's take a look at your weather. Today we're going to have a high of 71. It's going to be sunny with a percent of rain at 5%. Your winds are going east to southeast at 6 miles per hour. Your humidity is at 46%, and your sun rose at 6:20 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight we're going to have a low of 46. We're going to have clear skies with a rain percent at 5. Winds are going south 13 miles per hour. Your humidity is at 68%, and your sun will set at 7:49 p.m. On to the almanac. Your last 7 days' temperatures had a high of 84, a low of 40. Your monthly average of precipitation was 5.42 inches, and your month-to-date was 6.92 inches. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy with 74 as your high, 57 as your low, and a 13% chance of rain. Friday, it's going to be mostly cloudy with 80 as your high, 64 as a low, and 24% chance of rain. Saturday, it's going to be cloudy with 77 as your high, 60 as your low, and a 71% chance of rain. Sunday, we're going to have scattered thunderstorms with 78 as your high, 59 as your low, and a 31% chance of rain. And Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy with 78 as your high, 62 as your low, and a 31% chance of rain. Looks like a cloudy week coming up. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Emily. Hopefully I'll remember my raincoat this weekend.
For sure. I am really growing an appetite this morning.
I am too. I really enjoy everything our lunch ladies make for us. They have worked so hard, especially since COVID hit.
Indeed. And as a story on the more positive effects COVID-19 has had on our lunches.
Here at SHS, COVID has affected all of our daily lives, routines, and financial situations. But today I am flipping the script and trying to find something more positive that came out of such a detrimental situation. We can all say March of 2020 was an intense and stressful month for everyone. Searcy schools as a whole decided lunches need to be provided free of cost to all students.
I've had so many parents and community members just tell me how wonderful they thought it was that we could do this in the midst of such a horrible time, that it was something very positive, especially in the beginning when during that March of 2020, when we shut everything down and started serving meals to the community out at all these different sites. We had so much positive feedback for that they were so glad we were trying to help meet a need when school wasn't even in session.
With so many different heartwarming aspects of going into the free lunches, I wondered how it worked and if there were any challenges that play into feeding many kids every day with zero charge.
With not knowing how many more students might eat, when there wasn't a cost involved, our projections were a little bit difficult in the beginning. Also some of the packaging things we had to do at the initial stages of COVID, just trying to figure out how to package everything where it would be easily passed out to everybody. As far as the free meal part, no, that was actually so easy. I mean, we didn't have to keep up with who, had money, who didn't have money, it made our job a lot easier actually.
The ghost of COVID still lingers here at Searcy, but we are happy to be returning to normal with some positive outcomes that are still in place. Now back to the news desk.
Wow, I am really glad we can pick out the more positive things going on here at SHS.
I agree. Now let's find out what's for lunch.
Today for lunch, we'll be having pizza calzone, green salad, glazed carrots, triple fudge cookie, fruit cocktail, and milk variety.
Sounds quite amazing.
Sure does. Now, the man, the myth, the legend, Jacob Shoei, is ready to update us on everything going on in the sports world.
Happy Wednesday, Searcy High. Let's hit these big sports updates before going to this Wednesday morning. In local sports, the Searcy Lions girls soccer team had a game today against Pulaski Academy here at the field. Both them and the boys' next game together will be Friday, where they travel to Paragould to take on the Rams. The Searcy Lions baseball game scheduled for yesterday against Greene County Tech Golden Eagles has been rescheduled to tonight, so wish the baseball team the best of luck as they hit the road as they hopefully get the win against Greene County Tech. The high school last Wednesday had their SHS Athletic Colleague signing, with 4 players signing to a college, including Josiah Linderman playing soccer for Harding, Gunnar Massengill doing wrestling for CBC in Conway, Mason Skiba doing cross country and track for Harding, and Kyler Tingler going to the University of Arkansas at Little Rock to play baseball. Congratulations to all these players on their signings, and we can't wait for them to make a name for themselves at the collegiate level. In national sports, the 2022 NFL Draft starts tomorrow with many great-looking players going into it, including edge from Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson, defensive lineman Trayvon Walker from Georgia, cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU, and so many other talents we can expect to make a big impact for whichever team they go to. We can expect many teams in the Chiefs, Seahawks, and Eagles to try to trade their way up in the draft, while we can expect teams like the Chargers and Bills to trade their way down in the draft for later picks. But take that with a grain of salt, as there have been surprises here and there from the drafts in the past, and we could definitely expect one tomorrow night. In the MLB last Saturday, first baseman and designated hitter Miguel Cabrera got his 3,000th hit of his career in a home game against the Colorado Rockies, being one of 33 players and one of 2 active players to reach this milestone. This would only add to his Hall of Fame case, where in years past he won 2 AL MVPs, 4 AL batting titles, 1 Triple Crown, and a World Series championship with the Florida Marlins back in 2003. Congratulations to Miguel on such an incredible feat that many couldn't do, and we wish to see more from this powerhouse of a hitter in the future. In the NBA, playoffs are still continuing with only one team in the Boston Celtics confirming their spot in the next round, where they swept the Brooklyn Nets in a series last Monday. Games to look forward to include the Chicago Bulls playing in Milwaukee against the Bucks in hopes to stay alive in the playoffs, the Golden State Warriors playing against the Denver Nuggets at home, where they are 1 game away from the next round, and the New Orleans Pelicans traveling to Phoenix to play the Suns, where the series is split 2-2 and could possibly go to 7 games. Expect these games to be close battles from each of the teams involved. Well, seriously, that's all the sports updates I have for you this Wednesday. Now back to Connor and Marley at the news desk.
Well, guys, today's episode is coming to an end. But be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cersei High Lion TV.
And to follow us on Twitter at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Marley Price.
And I'm Connor Love, and we will see you Friday.